I am a member of the Mass Nurses Association local bargaining unit at the hospital. I have worked at Morton Hospital for 17 years. I live in East Taunton, where I have raised my children for 25 years, and I am a part of this community. We gather today on the historic Taunton Green, which marks the spot for hundreds of years our troops and residents have mustered before, heading off to battle against tyranny and to defend freedom. The nurses and health professionals of Morton Hospital keep their promises and commitments, and we fully expect our employer to do the same. As nurses and health professionals who have a legal and ethical responsibility for your health and safety, we are committed to doing whatever necessary to ensure Stewart keeps its promises to us and to you, our patients and our community. We hope you will join us in the struggle to hold Stewart accountable. Thank you.
I just want to let you know, all of the people in nursing that are here today, and all of those in the allied health areas that are also here supporting nursing across the Commonwealth to make sure that the investments that are promised to be made to improve health care are actually delivered. So I want to let you know that Donna and your whole leadership team have been working night and day, lobbying the legislature, making sure that we are fighting the good fight to make sure that quality health care is actually delivered in the Commonwealth. And I want to say to them, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for giving us Lisa, who's been just an extraordinary leader in our region, working with the legislature. Give them a round of applause, because they just do a fantastic job for all of you. And that's why a few years ago, when I was asked by your association, by Mass Nurses, to be a leader and to come forward in our state and to become the chief sponsor of the patient safety bill in Massachusetts, I was pleased to do so. I was pleased to join you on Boston Common and fight for that bill. I was pleased to advocate for that legislation. We had a long fight to get anything that resembled it actually enacted into law, but because we worked together, not only all those in nursing, all those that care about quality health care, all those in labor, organized labor from throughout all of Massachusetts came together, because no matter what family you belong to, whether it's a labor family or a small business family, whether you're a nurse or you're a laborer, at the end of the day, it can be one of your family members or you yourself that is in that ICU unit. And if you don't have the proper staffing, it could be you yourself or a member of your family that is lost. That's what's on the line here. So, we work to get that safe staffing bill passed, and it's the law in Massachusetts today. It's not just about keeping the practice, keeping the promise. It's about obeying the law. We got to make sure that we stop any practice that does not comply with the statute. That's what we got to make sure we do. And so I commit to you today as I have in the past, to be by your side every step of the way, whatever needs to be done, to make sure that law is followed and followed to the T, to make sure staffing ratios are as the law says they need to be. We will fight it together, and when we're together, when nurses are together, when labor is together, when all the families and the community is together, we win. So thank you very much.
As residents of this great city, we cannot allow Stewart to break any more promises. For instance, RN staffing levels at Morton that have already been agreed to must be honored by Stewart. When our friends and neighbors go to Morton, they go because they need expert, compassionate care that only Morton RNs and healthcare professionals can provide. So with that in mind, I want to thank you all again, and I join you standing together like I did years ago. I stood with you because I want to make sure, and you agree with me, keep its promise, Stewart. Keep its promise. Repeat it. Keep your promise. Louder. Keep your promise. I want them to hear it over there. Promise. Keep your promise. Keep your promise. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Nurses really put community in our community hospital. And many of us here all have personal connections to Morton Hospital. Morton Hospital has served this community well. Many of us have worked there. The importance of that hospital cannot be understated. But what's most important is the nurses are the front line. When we go in that hospital, it is nurses who start taking care of us. They are usually the first ones we see. And they are the ones that make our hospitals great. It has been a real pleasure for me to work with the Mass Nurses Association regarding Taunton State Hospital and working with them and my colleagues to keep that open and expand services. MNA is there for our nurses and they're there for us. I want you guys all to know how much we appreciate you. We love our nurses and we support our nurses. Thank you all. Best of luck.
We need to stand up against injustice and make sure that the patients come first. And that's what the nurses do. And so I'm here to tell you I'm proud to stand with the nurses, because in every single struggle, no matter what it is, the nurses are on the line. The nurses are standing with the building trades. The nurses are standing with the janitors. The nurses are standing against question 2. The nurses stand for what is right. And now, brothers and sisters, it's time for us to stand with the nurses.